Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show as usual. And in this part of the Cricket Happening Show, we are going to see how the second day's play panned out at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. And well, I will also talk about Sachin Tendulkar. Probably has played his last innings, unfortunately. But one good thing about Sachin Tendulkar's knock was that he got a 50 in his last match, even though he missed his century with a brilliant catch being taken by Darren Sammy absolutely on his face of the bowling of Narsingh Ryan, the spinner. And well, he definitely missed his century, but let me tell you, the crowd had I would say probably in the last inning. The reason that I'm saying that this could be the last innings for Tendulkar, because West Indies conceded a 313 runs lead, and they were struggling at the end of the second day at 43 for 3. So things look like this could have probably been, because with the way the pitch is playing, where in the morning there will be some moisture, the new ball is still the new ball is still fresh, so the bowlers can really get some out of the pitch with the moisture in the morning. And also the spinners are already ruling the roost, as you know. The ball is turning, the ball is bouncing. It's only the third day, and I don't have a feeling that Sachin Tendulkar would be really playing again, unless and until it's Shivanarayan Chandrapal who actually really digs himself in and plays a knock, probably goes on to score a double century. Other than that, one does not feel that West Indies would ever recover from this. But well, cricket has a habit of throwing up some strange things at times, so you never know. But I have a feeling, my gut feeling is that Tendulkar has played his last innings, and this last innings that he played was such an innings where definitely he didn't get to his century. But what one saw of Tendulkar's batting yesterday, from 38 to 74, how he actually went on to his 50 and finally was out for 74, was that there were all those strokes that one knows about this phenomenal cricketer Tendulkar, and that's what everything was in absolutely full view, as his back foot punch past the offside was something, his straight drives, his characteristic cover drive, his flick of the legs, everything, his sweep shots, everything was into the picture. And Sachin Tendulkar was really, the crowd were just they were just roaring with delight when Sachin Tendulkar was there at the crease. And Sachin Tendulkar and Pujara stand took the score from 77 for 2 to 221, with Tendulkar, as I said, playing some majestic strokes. And it looked like definitely Tendulkar was going to score a century, but unless and until also at the other end, Cheteshwar Pujara was not allowing any loose balls to go unpunished, and he was really wielding the willow well. And as you know, Pujara has a very technically perfect batsman. He was really playing with some door defense, and Pujara and Tendulkar then added very valuable runs at that. In fact, they added 134 runs for the third wicket. And Tendulkar was finally dismissed when Narsingh Ryan was brought into the attack. And what he did is he actually got Tendulkar to cut at a ball, but Tendulkar managed to cut it. But Darren Sammy, I thought, took a very good reflex catch, because it was absolutely coming at some good speed, and Darren Sammy absolutely, when it was coming onto his face, just clung onto it, and Tendulkar was walking, caught Sammy, bowled Ryan for 74 with 12 fours, and there was a real hush at the ground, as people were absolutely put to real silence when Tendulkar was dismissed, because everyone had gathered, the crowd had gathered to have the last glimpse of Tendulkar, according to me. And well, they definitely missed seeing the maestro making, the phenomenal cricketer that he's actually missed a century. But there was nobody was short of entertainment, and Tendulkar gave full money for value, even if the person had come to the ground only to watch Tendulkar and probably go to office, because 10 o'clock is the match that starts, so in Mumbai, and probably they want to go to office. They would have, after seeing Tendulkar's innings, he might have gone for a half day to his workplace. But the money was still worth it, as Tendulkar regaled fans with this knock, but very unfortunate, was out for 74 with 12 fours. So Tendulkar was gone. The score 221 for 3. Virat Kohli joined Cheteshwar Pujara, and Virat Kohli, well, he was, Virat Kohli was looking very, very solid. At the other end, Cheteshwar Pujara was also playing some exquisite strokes, and both of them again started pushing this partnership. But when the partnership had taken the score on to 315, so there was another good partnership, a 90-odd run partnership between Virat Kohli, who played some very good strokes. In fact, Virat Kohli brings a lot of bottom hand onto his strokes. We could see that in full color, and Virat Kohli was not having any problems with any of the bowlers. He was using his feet well to the spinners and smothering the bounce. He was really gauging the pace and the bounce of the pitch very well and playing very well. Cheteshwar Pujara always was doing likewise, and finally Cheteshwar Pujara reached his century, his 5th one-day international century in such a short span of time. His contribution was 113 with 12 boundaries. Virat Kohli contributed 57 with 5 boundaries. But after that was the time when Pujara was out. The score was 354 for 5. And Tino Best, and this was a very good strategy by Darren Sammy. Actually, as soon as Mahendra Singh Dhoni came to the crease, he brought Tino Best into the attack, and Tino Best had Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the Indian captain, squaring up. And after the next delivery, he got the ball to actually move a bit, and Dhoni was sucked into the stroke as he tried to play a shot probably away from the body, and Sammy behind the slips, at the slips, took the catch, and he was gone for 4. So that made the score 365 for 6. Ravichandran Ashwin joined Rohit Sharma, so probably one thought of the previous test match where Rohit Sharma did a wonderful thing along with Ravichandran Ashwin. So Ravichandran Ashwin and Rohit Sharma were at the crease at that stage, and as I said, the score was reading 365 for 6. But once again, there was another neat little partnership between Ravichandran Ashwin and Rohit Sharma, and that particular partnership added around 44 runs for the 7th wicket, which took the score past the 400 mark, and Ashwin was finally out after hitting 1 6 and a 4 in a knock of 30, as he actually was cotton bowled by Shannon Gabriel for 30. That was the only reward that Gabriel got in the entire innings, so he got a wicket to his name. So he was gone, and the score at 409 for 7. Now Rohit Sharma was there at the crease, and Rohit Sharma would have been under immense pressure because he got Bhuvaneshwar Kumar coming in, and suddenly from 409 for 7, the 8th wicket was gone, as Bhuvaneshwar Kumar was dismissed for 4 by Shillingford, and Pragyan Ojha got himself run out for a duck. So that made it all the more difficult. The 415 for 9, and it looked like probably West Indies were going to just wrap up this particular innings. And that was the time Rohit Sharma showed some real class by actually there was the 50-run partnership. It was a very from 415, India reached 495 all out. But credit has to be given to Rohit Sharma, who shielded Mohammad Shami from the strike and took it all on his own, and he started getting into aggressive mode, and we have seen Rohit Sharma unveil some pretty wonderful strokes in one-day cricket and T20 cricket, and that's what he brought out, and he started slamming the bowlers for boundaries and sixes. Not only that, he also reached he also became the 5th person in the annals of Indian cricket history to actually score 2 centuries on the trot on his debut. In the sense, after his debut, this is the 2nd century that he scored on the trot, and and what a way to actually reach to his century mark in the company of Mohammad Shami, as he clouted a 6 over long on to bring up his century, and Rohit Sharma had an unbeaten 111 to his name with 11 fours and 3 sixes. He got absolutely tremendous support from Mohammad Shami in that partnership, where Mohammad Shami's contribution was just 11 runs in that 80-run partnership, and 69 runs was hit by Rohit Sharma. But what was more important was that Mohammad Shami stuck to it. That was very good to see that, and Rohit Sharma on the other hand was shielding him from the strike. and also playing some very good strokes. And Rohit Sharma once again proving to be a real nemesis for West Indies with an unbeaten 111 with 11 fours and 3 sixes. As I said, it is his second consecutive one-day international test century, and he is the 5th person to do so in the annals of cricket history to have 2 centuries on the trot. Mohammad Shami finally was dismissed. Caught best bowled Dean O'Ryan for 11 with 2 fours after frustrating the West Indies bowlers. 495 all out. Thus India getting a lead of 313 runs in the first innings. The bowling figures: Darren Sammy none for 41, but Shane Shillingford went on to another record. It was back in 1952-53 when Alec Betzer took those wickets. In the sense, Shillingford has just played 5 test matches and he has taken 5 wicket hauls in all those 5 test matches. What a splendid performance. I think Shillingford will go to be one of those great spin bowlers as far as West Indies cricket is concerned. 43 over 6 minutes, 179 runs and 5 wickets. Turned the ball appreciably. Gabriel 16 overs, no maiden, 1 for 85. 9 overs, 1 maiden, none for 41. Darren Sammy had a proud record here, becoming the player to actually catch a snaffle 5 victims as he went on to a West Indian record there. And Tino Best 18 overs, no maiden, 1 for 93. Samuels 11 overs, no maiden, none for 42. Dean O'Ryan, he will be absolutely happy with the wicket and he will cherish it for quite a long time. Not a long time, probably it will be etched in his memory. Not only that Sachin Tendulkar would have gone into the records when in his last test match having made 74 runs, but Narsingh Dean O'Ryan would be very proud, even if West Indies lose this match. Narsingh Dean O'Ryan, the right arm off spinner, will be pretty proud that he was the one who dismissed this living legend of world cricket, Sachin Tendulkar, and he will be proud that his name will also be there when the people actually look at Tendulkar's last test match and see that he was caught by Sammy of the bowling of. So Sammy and Dean O'Ryan would join in join into the record books there. So Leonard was now 2 for 45, and West Indies in their second dig there were 313 runs in arrears, and once again today the breakthrough was not provided by the pace bowlers. In fact, Dhoni did not waste any time in bringing the spinners pretty early this time. Didn't really allow a long rope to the medium pacers, the pace bowlers and swing bowlers Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Sami, and brought in Ashwin and Pragyan Ojha pretty early. And immediately the breakthrough was provided by Ashwin, as Ashwin was the one who actually dismissed Kieron Powell, who was caught by Mohammad Shami of the bowling of Ashwin for 9. So that was the first wicket to go. 15 for 1. West Indies. And then Chris Gayle was just sticking it out there. He was not really playing his strokes. He was really trying to do what he was trying to do best, was trying to occupy the crease. But one has a feeling that Chris Gayle probably will be better off actually playing his strokes, because this is what he does best. Anyways, he was not out on 6 at close of play. And then there was after that Tino Best was sent in as a night watchman to shield the other cricketers, but it didn't really work out, as Pragyan Ojha had him LBW for 9 with 2 boundaries. And then a very important wicket fell just before the close of play on the second day, when Darren Bravo was caught by Murli Vijay as a ball turned. It was caught by Vijay of the bowling of Ashwin for 11 with 2 fours, and that left Chris Gayle at stumps, not out on 6. 43 for 3, absolutely backs to the wall for West Indies, and right now they require 270 runs to make India bat again. And it doesn't look like, as I said, everything will depend on Marlon Samuels, Gayle and Chandrapal. If they could really chisel out something, probably it is going to look a very tough task. But if West Indies could, these 3 batsmen, Gayle, Marlon Samuels and Shunara and Chandrapal, could chisel out something, then probably they would be tempted to feel that they might have an opportunity to bowl at the Indians. But for me, looking at the fate of the pitch, looking at the behavior of the pitch, things seems absolutely unlikely. And as I said, I am having the gut feeling that Sachin Tendulkar has already played his last innings in Test cricket. So sayonara to international cricket for Sachin Tendulkar. 43 for 3. Bowling figures: Bhuvneshwar Kumar 3 overs for 4 runs. Mohammad Shami 2 overs, bowled for 7. Ashwin was the wicket taker. He would be completing. He could bowl only 4.2 overs and play was called off. 4.2 overs, 2 maidens, 12 runs and 2 wickets. and Pragyan Ojha 3 overs 1 made 1 for 12. So that is the match situation. India absolutely in the driver's seat going into the third day of the second test match and the 200th test of Sachin Tendulkar at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. And tomorrow today will be the third day's play. Well, in the meanwhile, from here I am going to just give you a quick cricket update, because this is the final T20 match which is being played between South Africa and Pakistan in the second T20, which is being played at the Dubai Cricket Ground, where South Africa currently were batting first in the final T20 just before the tour finishes. South Africa are doing well here. They are 44 for 1 after batting first, after winning the toss and electing to bat. They are 44 for 1 in the 6th over. Hashim Amla is not out on 10, and Du Plessis, the captain, is not out on 2. In fact, the bulk of the scoring was done by the opener Quinton de Kock, who did his bit by cracking 30 of just 19 deliveries, in which he had 6 wonderfully hit boundaries, and finally he was caught by substitute to the bowling of Saeed Ajmal for 30. And that's the match situation as far as the cricket update is concerned. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I don't have anything else to share because of short of time. That's it from me, from your host for Cricket Happening. Now, as I said, today it is going to be interesting to see whether India can wrap up the match today itself, or West Indies. As I said, it all depends on Chris Gayle, Marlon Samuels and Shivnarayan Chandrapal to chisel out something and probably play out the whole day, which Gayle, I think, would be better off actually playing his strokes, because that is what he does it with gay abandon. That would be, I think he could rather attack the Indian bowlers. But as far as Samuels and Chandrapal are concerned, they could play the waiting game and see to it whether they can get some good runs on the board. But the reason that I'm telling that Chris Gayle should play with absolute freedom, the reason being situations are not something that Chris Gayle can really. I have a strong feeling that Chris Gayle is better off attacking the Indian bowlers. But anyway, that is for Gayle to decide on the third day. And as I think I have another gut feeling too. Probably the third day's play might even end the whole match, because one is there's going to be moisture in the pitch. Mohammad Sami and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar would pose problems to the batsmen with their swing and away movement, and then the spinners come in. So I think it's a very, very Herculean task for West Indies even to actually make India bat again by getting the 270 runs. But yes, they definitely have the players who are capable of. Shivnarayan Chandrapal in particular can really dig himself up and really frustrate the Indian bowlers. But it all depends. Shivnarayan Chandrapal is an absolute key according to me. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, on this very note, your host Ram would like to end the cricket show for today, but promising you that your cricket show, Cricket Happenings, would once again be up. But on Saturday, as you know, it's always a late evening or late night cricket show because of my office duties. Thanks for your cooperation and thanks for your admiration of this Cricket Happenings show. Your host Ram will see you tomorrow, but absolutely late on Saturday. Thank you.